Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode. And there's only 2 episodes left after this one until we wrap up the series, but we have managed to make the playoffs because last episode we simmed the entire season, didn't even make a single trade, but we managed to make it, and we are now facing the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round of the playoffs. So on paper, their team looks pretty good as well. Like, they have a better offense than us for sure. But defensively, we actually beat them, which is weird because we have kind of a weak defensive core. And then in terms of goaltending, though, this is also where we beat them too. So we might be able to win this series if we play good defensively. But as you can see, they have 1 good player, 2 good players, 3 good players, 4, 5, 6. I'd say 7-ish good players that could score points. Dickinson, I think he simulates pretty good for an 80 usually. And then Ruby Hintz, I don't know if he simulates that well. I don't think so, right? Yeah, he's not the greatest. He's not bad. And then Fortan's not really a good simulator, I don't think. Same with Nick Baptiste. Putting him on the second line is really weird. And Braden Tracy as well is not much of a point man. In terms of their defense, like I was saying, they have a solid enough top 2, but their top 4 and their top 6 is really bad. So I think we definitely have a chance of being able to score on this defensive core. And then goaltending wise, they only have 279s, so we beat them by far with our 285, our 85 and our 83. So like even if we played Japan, we'd still beat them. And then scratch wise, they have like the same amount of depth as us as well. So they don't have actually any defensive depth, which is a bad thing for them because maybe they'll have to call up somebody from the AHL if they have any injuries. So I think we have a chance, even if we are like the 7th seeded team, I think, in this playoffs for the Eastern Conference. So let's see if we could manage to get to the second round, because like I said, if we manage to go on farther, like next episode could potentially be the second round of playoffs. And then after that, if we manage to get to the conference finals, that could be like a combined episode between that and the cup finals if we get there. I'm not going to count my chickens because I don't think this team that we have is necessarily a Stanley Cup contender. We don't have a whole lot of experience combined on our teams, so a lot of guys getting their first ever playoff game in action this game. So let's see what we could do here on the road in Carolina for game number 1. See if we could get this first win of the playoff year. First period, and it's 1-0 Canes, and it's Robert Thomas. I was saying in the last episode, Robert Thomas is kind of like a guy that simulates well for an 84, and he manages to score first. I guess he's on their power play unit, and it's 1-0 Canes. We are being outshot 15-8, which is not really a good sign. I know we can keep games close, kind of with Ryder in that, but at the same time, we need to find a way to solve those 79 goalies, because if we can't score on a 79 goalie, we're definitely not going to win the series. So second period, and it is 2-1. So Svechnikov scores late to give him a 2-1 lead after JFK had tied it. So at least JFK is scoring goals. I expected him to, considering the last few years he's been really good for us in terms of goal scoring. Shots are 23-17 in favor of them, so we are getting some more chances, it looks like. So hopefully we can continue to pepper some shots on goal on Mitchell, and maybe we will be able to tie this and force overtime at the very least. Come on, boys. Who's going to score for us here in this third period? Lafreniere? Alexi? No? Penalty kill, nicely done. Power play, it's a 5-on-3, and we don't score on it. Damn, I didn't mean to go to the net chart. Did I go to the net chart? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Come on, boys. We need 1 goal. And it's going to come from Kurt Heatley in his first ever playoff game. He's going to score a goal. Damn, that's weird because Kurt Heatley's not much of a defenseman to score goals. But shots are 34-28 in favor of them. But we score a late goal with 1 minute left to force overtime in game number 1. Let's see what happens here in overtime. Can we take the series lead? We did manage to bring it to overtime, like I said, so that's good. And we're going to lose, though, in overtime as Sebastian gets a power play goal. Our penalty kill was really bad during the regular season, and I didn't change the lines, so maybe I should try and do that, because it let in like 2 goals, I think, that game. So, I mean, it wasn't a horrendous first game, but hopefully we could come out flying in the second game. So, JFK from Suzuki and Paxpu, and Heatley from Swift and Suzuki. So, Suzuki with 2 assists in that game. Somehow Mitchell is a 79. This destroys us in terms of saves and whatnot. That's not good. Okay, so let's go to our lineup quickly and change our penalty kill unit, because that was not a good penalty kill, not in that game and not during the regular season. Our power play was apparently really bad as well during the regular season, so maybe I'll change that up as well. Try and get some fresh faces together. So Peltier will move down. We'll put Conacher up because Conacher's a good goal scorer. Lafreniere and Dunham are really good passers, I think. And then, yeah, I think that's fine for that part. Let's move Caulfield up there and says Swift. And then we'll leave that the same, maybe. Yeah, I think we'll leave that the same. And then in terms of our penalty kill, which was also pretty bad during the season, we'll keep that the same. And then Paxpu I'll keep there. And Grin I'm going to take off. And I will put, who do I want to put there? Who's got good defensive stats? Lafreniere is really good defensively. Might as well give Lafreniere a chance on the penalty kill, even though he's not really a penalty killing guy. I don't think. He's kind of an all-around player, I guess. We'll put him on the penalty kill to give him a shot, and hopefully keep that puck out of the net. And we'll keep Ryder in net because Ryder had a pretty solid first game. Okay. I might end up taking Negrin out of the lineup and putting Strome in if we lose this game, because maybe Negrin's too offensively minded for that fourth line. And I think Strome's a bit more defensively minded, and he could score short-handed, which is something that could help benefit us in maybe a game 3 or a game 4 situation. So game number 2, we had a pretty close first game. Let's see if we could rebound from it and tie the series, headed back home. Like I said, I think we have a shot to win this series, but we just got to be able to score on that 79 goalie. First period, and it's 1-0 for us, and it's Nick Suzuki really early in. Somehow he has 3 points in 2 games, and he normally doesn't put up much points during the regular season, like only 40-something points a season. But he's got the opening goal in this game. Shots are 13-17, or not 13-17, 13-7 in favor of the Canes, but we have a 1-0 lead. We need to get more shots still, though, because scoring on like a low amount of shots doesn't normally happen that much unless you're like really lucky. Second period, and it's 3-0 us. Let's go. Bruce Swift scores his first ever playoff goal, and Cole Caulfield scores. So there's the third line scoring again, and that second line. So that's a good sign. It means that our depth is showing up in the playoffs. Shots are 22-19 in favor of them, so we are getting more shots again in that second period. So I guess we're a good second period team, but the other periods we kind of weren't that good in the last game. So hopefully we could just lock this one down. Ryder having a good game in game number 2, it seems like. They managed to break his shutout, though. It's Nick Baptiste. After I said that he shouldn't be a second liner, he somehow manages to score a goal. And Conacher is going to score his first ever playoff goal. That's nice. 4-1 us in game number 2. And we are going to tie the series headed back home. That's good. I'm fine with splitting 2 games on the road. So Suzuki from Peltier and Conacher, Swift from Suzuki and Nilsson, Caulfield from Lafreniere, and Conacher from Frost and Peltier. So Suzuki with another 2-point game. And most of our lines showed up that game. So if we can continue having scoring from all our lines, I think things are going to be looking good this year. So nice 4-1 win in game number 2 as we head to game number 3 on home ice. All series in the league are tied actually at 1 except for one of them. So pretty interesting there. Let's get into game number 3. See if we could take a series lead here on home ice. There has not been a playoff home game in like 2 or 3 seasons. First period, and we're down 2-0. Sebastian Aho scores, of course, after he could have been a hab in real life, but he didn't end up. Josh Hosang makes it 2-0, so their top line gets both goals. We need to kind of keep them off the puck. They have 2 goals on 9 shots. We have nothing on 14 shots. Hopefully Ryder could have a bounce back second period, and hopefully our offense could get going. Second period, and it is 2-1 now. So Bruce Swift scores his second goal in as many games. That's good that third line seems to be scoring a lot. Shots are 24-22 in favor of us. We need to tie it again in the third. We did it in game number 1. Can we do it in this game? And Jake Bean makes it a 3-1 lead for the Carolina Hurricanes, which is not good. But Swift scores his third goal in 2 games. Damn, this playoff run, he's been pretty good. Maybe he'll get some good growth because of it. Nick Cass makes it 4-2 though for the Canes. Not good. And Listen makes it 5-2. Yeah, this has not been a good game. And Bean makes it 6-2. What is with this third period? Yeah, Ryder's not really the most consistent goalie yet. He's still young, so I'm going to give him that. But we definitely need to find a way to keep that puck out. So Swift from Suzuki, and Swift again from Suzuki and Conacher. So I think Suzuki's had multiple point games for every single playoff game so far. So that third line has been outperforming our top line, which is not really a good sign. Let's go to the fourth game, and I might make some line changes, and yeah, with that top line and that second line, because the third line's been good, but we haven't really got much scoring from like guys like Caulfield. Yeah, like Suzuki's got 6 points in 3 games. Okay, so what we're going to do is switch Caulfield and Conacher, and then I think that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to give Conacher that chance on the top line again. What line is really badly minus? It's not that second pairing still. Second pairing seems to be good all year long. It's that top pairing that might be not the greatest. But we'll keep the defense the same. And yeah, Ryder's still not the most consistent playoff goalie. This is his first chance in the playoffs. A 3.22 goals against average is not really that great. But yeah, hopefully he could rebound from that last game where he led in 6 goals. He did rebound from game number 1 where he led in 3 goals. Maybe he'll rebound this game. If he doesn't, we're going to be down 3-1, which is not a good sign. So here we go, game number 4. Let's tie the series because I don't want to be going down 3-1 and having to win 3 straight. Let's just go real-time simulation, might as well. Kind of slow down this pace of this episode. So Yolonen makes it 1-0, so that fourth line coming through. It seems like our third and fourth line are just outplaying our top 2 lines, which is really weird. Like, if we could get that top line going, then we should be able to win this series, but I don't know about that. And it's 1-0 for us after 1. Shots are 13-9 in favor of your Habs. So a good first period from Ryder. Hopefully he can continue that the rest of this game. Second period is underway, and they're going to tie it up. Svechnikov, who's been silent so far in the series, manages to tie the game up, which is not a good sign. But Morgan Frost is going to get his first playoff goal of the year, so finally we get some goal scoring from our top 6, and Martin Necas ties it up. I don't like it how they just score right back almost after we tie it, or take the lead. So the game is 2-2. The shots are 24-20 in favor of us. Ryder, please just keep the puck out of the net. Defense, play strong, and hopefully somebody on the offense for us will come through. Who wants to come through for us? Penalty kill, nicely done. Power play, nope. Both teams trading some special teams chances but not converting. Final 10 minutes of this third period. Final 5 minutes. Time winding down, and frig you, Jake Bean makes it a 3-2 game, and Svechnikov with the empty netter, and we're down 3-1 in the series, which is not good. We're gonna have to rally back from a 3-1 series deficit. I think we did it before when we won the cup quite a few years back, but still that really sucks. So Yolonen from Heatley and the Grin, Frost from Nilsson, and that was our only 2 goals. I might put Sebastian in next game. It's kind of risky, but maybe Ryder's just tired because he's played a lot during the regular season and he's not used to being a starter yet at the NHL level. So yeah, I think I'm going to give Sebastian a shot. Why not give him at least 1 game in this playoff run? And then the top line has just not been contributing. Like, I need Lafreniere to play really good, but he has not seemed to been doing anything. He's got 1 assist in 4 games. And in his career, I don't think he's showed up much in the playoffs either. 21 points in 41 games. Yikes. After having an 81-point season, you think he'd put up more points this playoff run, but he does not seem to be doing so. What do we want to do? I don't really want to move Dunham down and stuff like that, though, but I might have to. What do we want to do? Let's move Lafreniere down to the second line. I know that's kind of weird, but we got to give him a chance to try and rejuvenate himself on that second line, or kind of give him a shot in the ass to kind of prove himself better. And then goaltending-wise, like I said, we're going to give Sebastian a shot. Sebastian has more experience, so I'm hoping that helps out. And actually, I forgot about what we were saying before. I am going to take Negrin out, because maybe he's just too offensively minded for that fourth line. And we will put in Strome to probably keep the puck out of net a bit better. At least I hope. Okay, so those are the line changes we're going to make. And hopefully that helps us out, because we are now on the road in Carolina. And if we lose this game, we lose this series. And I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of this franchise mode, because there's technically supposed to be 2 episodes left. I mean, you guys could technically see like the off season in 2 parts, and then you won't get to see the season sim, which it kind of sucks, but I don't know if that's gonna be good or not. We'll see. So game number 5. Game number 5. Our offense has not been actually that great when you think about it. 2 goals, 4 goals, so 6 goals total, 8 goals, and 10 goals. So just over 2 goals per game. Hopefully we can score a bit more goals here in Carolina as we look to kind of come back in the series and maybe win it. So here we go, game number 5 in Carolina. We need somebody to just score goals for us, and Carson Lambo scores on the power play, and Jacob Peltier scores. Okay, that's nice. Good start to this game. I guess Saros and the other goalie, they kind of alternate time in terms of goaltending. So it's going to be 2-0 for us after the first period, so at least that's a good opening period for us. Hopefully we can continue that the rest of the game, and hopefully we don't blow anything. Second period underway, and kind of a close game in terms of shots. Sebastian is in net. Yeah, I was going to say Ryder is playing better, but Sebastian is in net, so hopefully this gives Ryder a shot to kind of like get better for next game if there is one. Svechnikov makes it a 2-1 game. Come on, power play unit. Doesn't score on it, and Conacher scores to make it 3-1. Good job, Conacher. We have a 2-goal lead going into the third. Shots are 26-20. Just lock this down, boys. And then, Ryder will be back in net for the next game, because I don't think Sebastian's really a consistent goaltender either. We don't score on the power play there. Penalty kill, nicely done. Final 5 minutes. Time winding down. And Sebastian is going to come into the lineup and get a nice 25 save victory. And we have stayed alive for another day. So Lambo's from Conacher and Dunham. Peltier from Conacher, and Conacher from Dunham and Cunning. So Conacher ran away in that game with 3 points. Definitely a big piece in that win. Sebastian the second star, and Peltier the third. Okay, so I'm going to actually keep the forward core the same with Lafreniere on the second line, but I am going to have Ryder in net this game. Sebastian deserved the chance to actually give us a victory, so let's just make sure Ryder's back in net, because I think him being on the bench should help his confidence maybe get back into a groove. So yeah, Ryder's back in, but Sebastian was really good in that game. I don't think he's consistent enough, though, to win multiple in a row, so I'm not going to put him in for this game. It might be risky, but we got to give it a shot, and hopefully the offense continues to do what it did just last game. Like Conacher being put on that top line puts up 3 points, so maybe he's going to be the wild card to help us get to this next round if we can win these next 2 games. So here we go, game number 6 on home ice. This is going to be a very tough one. Come on, boys. And we're going to open the scoring, though. It's Ulf Nilsson, the former Carolina Hurricane. but Svechnikov ties it up on the power play for them. Come on, Ryder. Oh my god, Ruby Hintz makes it 2-1. Oh, it's probably one of those games you score early and then the computer scores a lot and you end up losing. Because sometimes the simulation's like that. But Dunham scores on the power play for us. Okay, good. Power play unit hasn't been the best in the playoffs. It did actually score last game, I think, with the Lambos. Shots are 19-7 in favor of us, but it's a 2-2 game. We need to find a way to get UC Saros off of this game because he's been pretty good so far. Second period underway. Come on, boys. Penalty kill. Nicely done. The penalty kill has improved, I think, in the playoffs. But hosting makes it a 3-2 game for them. God damn it. We got to keep their first line off the puck. Power play for us. And we're not going to score there. Final 5 minutes of this second period of play. And we tie it up again. Carson Cunning with, I think, his first ever playoff goal. And it's a 3-3 game going into the third. Ryder's been really bad in this game. 3 goals on 19 shots, while Saros has been lights out. 3 goals on 32 shots. So we're outplaying them, but they're still managing to score goals. Let's see what happens here in the third period. Come on, guys. We need a victory here. Force it to a game 7. Power play. Come on, power play. You've been really good recently. We don't score on it. Final 10 minutes. Come on, boys. One of the Carsons, maybe you score. Carson Cunning or Carson Lambos. I don't know. Nick Suzuki, you started the series well. And we are going to overtime. Of course, we have to go to an overtime when it's a game 6. Shots are 41-29 in favor of us, but it's a 3-3 game. We're going to go down to 4 times simulation. 1 goal away from being eliminated, and we just get eliminated in literally the first minute. 15 seconds in the overtime. Svechnikov scores, and despite us outplaying the Canes, we lose, and we are out in 6 games. Wow, that really sucks. It's probably our defense that ended up being like that, but somehow we got beat by a team with 279 overall goaltenders. That's not good. Well, now I don't know how much left of the series there is. I know there's still 2 episodes, but I don't know if you guys are going to get to see any more simulation at all. So, Nilsson from Peltier and Conacher, Dunham from Lafreniere and Conacher, Cunning from Conacher and Peltier. So, Conacher with back-to-back 3-point games, but this time around we don't get the victory. Oh, that really blows. Because Conacher was having a really good playoffs. Losing in 6 games, that sucks. 9 points in 6 games for Conacher. Yeah, that really blows. How's the AHL team? They didn't even make the playoffs, what a surprise. Oh, okay, so I guess we'll sim up to the draft and all that stuff shortly. Let's take a look at player stats, though, for this playoff run. But yeah, I think I might do just the off-season in the next episode, like the draft and re-sign stage, and then I might give you guys, like, the next episode could be free agency in the start of the next season, so you might see half a season, but then that will be it for, like, the entire franchise mode, I think. Okay, so points-wise, Suzuki was point per game, Dunham had 3 points, which is not great enough for a first liner. Frost 2 points, JFK 1 point, Paxpoo 1 point. Conacher 9 points in 6 games, Peltier had 5 points, Lafreniere only 2 points. Yeah, Lafreniere, how much years do you have left? 1 more year after this. He kind of under-simulates sometimes. Negrin 1 point, Strome had no points. Swift 4 points, Caulfield 1 point, Yolonen 1 point. Defensively, Nilsson had 3 points, Heatley 2 points, Cunning 2 points, Lambos 1 point. Nothing from Zimmerman or Maltby. And goaltenders, Sebastian was good, but Ryder showed that he was still young. Okay. Well, that really blows. I thought we could have went farther with that lineup, but we ran into a team with a very good offense, and that's probably why we lost. So let's sim up to the draft now and find out who retired and all that stuff this year. Like I said, I think the next 2 episodes, I'll give you guys like half a season. left in like not next episode, but the episode after that, and then you guys will pretty much be cut off from there, and I will continue simulating on my own after that because we're running too short of time in this series. Okay, so I wonder who's gonna win the cup. Tampa Bay's won back-to-back recently. Probably them again, right? Nope, the Colorado Avalanche wins. So they won the President's Trophy and they win the Cup. And the Calder Cup goes to the Providence Bruins. Okay, so let's take a look at individual awards for the season. See if we got anything. So Colorado wins the Stanley Cup. They also won the President's Trophy for the second time in 5 seasons. They won the Clarence S. Campbell, obviously, as well. And Toronto winning the Prince of Wales. So it's Colorado, Toronto in the finals. McDavid wins the Art Ross, and he wins the Hart, not a surprise. Brandstrom wins his second straight Norris. Barzal wins the Lady Byng. Hamilton wins the Calder. McKinnon wins the Conn Smythe. Vasilevsky wins the Vezina and the Jennings. Him and Nichols, actually. O'Rourke. It seems weird saying O'Rourke. I'll just say O'Rourke anyways. Wins it for the Columbus Blue Jackets for the Masterton. Fontaine wins the Adams, breaking up Levesque's streak. Hughes wins it the Selke for San Jose. Weird. McDavid wins the Lindsay, and Lander wins the Maurice Richard. In terms of the AHL, anything interesting down there? Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Okay, so now on to the retirements and simming right up to the draft. That really sucks. I thought we were going to do a lot better this year. So Detroit's got number 1, Columbus has got number 2, followed by Vegas, Dallas, and Washington for your top 5. Okay, and let's take a look at... Yeah, we'll take a look at the draft class and all that stuff. I'll probably let you guys still suggest stuff for the draft and all that. So, retirements. Erik Karlsson retires with the New York Islanders. Really weird. Couturier retires. Drew Doughty retires. Jonathan Marchessault retires as well as a Stanley Cup champion, so that's good for him. Schwartz retires. Nugent Hopkins retires. Klingberg retires in the AHL. Wasn't he on a different team as well? No, he was always with Dallas. Okay, I thought he got dealt at one point. Kadri, Saad, some pretty big names. Just checking to make sure there's nobody that used to play with us. There probably is somebody at least, I'd assume. Yeah, I'm not going to go that far down. Goaltending-wise, Anderson's the best that retired with 570 wins, followed by Holtby, Grubauer, Rich, Subban, etc. Let's take a look and see if we lost anybody. I don't think we did because we're such a young team. Yeah, we didn't lose anybody. Okay, so final thing is to check the draft class. But it looks like we got some coaches. Yep, so Sean Couturier is now a coach in Chicago. Or from Chicago. We did not lose any coaches to retirement. Yep, nope. Okay, good. And let's go. No, we're not doing draft interviews because it might crash. Let's take a look at the draft class quickly, and then that'll be it for this episode. Also, I might show you guys progress reports, I guess. So we are probably like 23rd or 20-something overall picks. I don't even know where we are in terms of picks, but if you guys see anything that you want me to go after, let me know. I'll probably, like, I next few episodes might be pre-recorded, but hopefully I pick something you guys want. So there is the picks. Let's take a look at progress reports. See if there is any good growth. So we are getting some growth from Conacher. He's probably going to grow to like an 89 by next season, my guess. And then Grin has regressed, it looks like, a bit. How about in the AHL? Wait a sec. Yeah, AHL, or in the system. So by current overall, so Rorel's up to a 76, so he's going to be ready for the NHL maybe next season even. He just came off a really good season in the OHL. Higgins also up to a 76, so both those two guys should be ready soon. Pro is still a 76 apparently. Oh shit, did I not put him back in the lineup then under the AHL? Shit. That is not good. Wow, that was a bad call on my part. I guess when I was editing the lines in last episode, I forgot to put him back in the lineup. Yikes. Well, he's going to get another year in the AHL probably. Malhotra's up to a 76, so he still might make it. Collins is also getting close. Yeah, we're getting some good growth from our guys in the system, which is really good. McEachern had 9 points this year, so he's more defensively minded. Okay. Yep, we're definitely getting some good growth in the system, which is good for us in terms of wanting to make it farther in the playoffs. So yeah, I think that's going to do it, guys, for this episode of our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll have our final draft of this GM mode, and we'll also do the re-sign stage. And then the episode after that will be the final episode of the series, but we'll do the free agency. And then we'll probably sim half the season, maybe even more of the season, and then the rest of it I'll have to do on my own. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.